Hey, rise and shine, Seattle. What's going on out there? Welcome to Morning Cup of Kraken. How you guys doing out there? Glad to have you in the chat already. Second installment this season as we head into fall. Thanks for being here. An amazing Saturday morning here in the Seattle area. Beautiful weather again. And a nice little show lined up for you tonight. The home opener. Hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. I got my sweater on, ready to roll. Grab your coffee, get your tea, your frappuccinos. Jim, if you're out there listening, grab your French press. I know you're a big fan of that. But yeah, let's settle in. Let's chill a little bit for this live edition of Morning Cup of Kraken. Help you guys get your weekend started out right. A big day in the Seattle sports scene. Beautiful outside, right? Coming to you live again here, Sasquatch Studio. I'm your host, Mike. As always, great to have you along. Follow on Twitter if you don't already. And a reminder, the podcast is also rolling now. So like, subscribe, turn on alerts, all that great stuff. I appreciate the support. So today, while you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. That helps as well. And yeah, glad you're listening. Let me know in the comments. Looks like we already have people logged in. Let me know where you're listening from. I love hearing from you guys. And it's just fun to kick off the weekend like this. So today's edition, got a great group here logging in the background. I don't know if we're going to get the whole trio, but we've got one already, and I think Rick is on the way. Brandon, Rick, and Val from the 32 crew. They kicked off their new podcast, Shipwrecks and Bodychecks. So really excited to have them along. Should be a good time. Let's take a couple comments real quick here. We got Ty saying, guess what day it is? It's home opener day. That's what day it is. What else do we got here? We got Joshua logging in saying, Kraken game day, baby. Let's go. And Heather, good morning. Good to see you as well. Thanks for logging into the stream. And I do have a poll there, so make sure you vote. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I don't want to keep my guests here waiting too long. I'm going to bring them in. Right now, looks like we've got Val and Brandon here logged in. How you guys doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good. Looks like, Brandon, you're outside.
Yeah.
Pretty nice day. Maybe a little yard work, right?
Yes, for sure.
I didn't put my blind down on this other window over here, so I'm going to get blasted by the sun here in about 15 minutes. So that'll help me stay on time with the stream today, because sometimes I go a little long. But yeah, Val, where are you coming from us today? I think you're East Coast, right?
I am. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Okay. And maybe a little background. How did you get linked up with 32 crew and kind of start off with the podcast group?
Oh, well, I jumped on Twitter for the first time in ages and just kind of found a group of Kraken fans. And when I saw Brandon was advertising a bunch of things with the 32 crew, I reached out and I said, I know I'm out of state, but is there any possible way that I could get involved with this? And we were going through and brainstorming. And then he came to me and messaged me and said, hey, I have this idea. Would you be interested in doing it? And now here we are.
Yeah. Things kind of move fast and the momentum's building. We got a great community. Everybody's pumped about Kraken hockey. Brandon, I know you're, if I'm reading your tweets and just the overall vibe, you're probably running on fumes here already. Pretty exhausting week. I know with work and social media and everything, but man, we're only 3 games in here. Are we going to have to send you on like a mandatory R&R?
Hey, I might do it sometime during the season. Maybe Val and Rick can take over the Twitter or something.
Yeah. So let's talk real quick here, a little bit deeper dive into how you guys kind of got the podcast rolling. I love the graphic, by the way. Threw it up on the screen here. Shipwrecks, Bodychecks. Maybe just, kind of the story again of how you got things rolling from Brandon. And then maybe Val, if you want to chime in too, kind of your overall goals with the podcast. What's your focus here in the first season, getting it rolling?
Yeah, so the podcast, that was something else, the 32 Crew podcast, but I just wanted to be different. And so I just stuck with that. And bringing Val on, like she said, she wanted to get involved. It can be difficult, when we're not in the same state, obviously, but there's ways people can get involved. And I reached out to her and she loves doing it. She loves the organization part of it. She creates our outlines of what we're going to talk about. And talking with Rick on social media, I liked his vibe and we were kind of on the same wavelength when we spoke about the Kraken, and then I met him for the first time at Kraken night for the Mariners at the Mariners game. And then after that, I was pretty convinced that I wanted to bring him on, and he didn't hesitate either. So that's kind of how it formed. And as far as goals, I mean, just be consistent. You probably
Right.
know that. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
looking for, 10,000 listeners in the first month. Like, as long as we're consistent and we're in it for the right reasons, we're just talking about the Kraken and giving crew updates. And if we're consistent every week, and it'll grow over time, just like the crew.
Josh chiming in here, commenting, saying, loving the pod so far, so keep up the good work. Feels like, you guys are off to a great start. Val, if you want to talk a little bit about some of the work, sounds like you're doing production, right? So in the background, all the magic that happens, I can kind of relate on that side because I do a lot of that as well. So I don't know what, if you want to talk about maybe some of the challenges that you didn't anticipate once you got things rolling and some of the skills involved going on in the background.
It was, well, I'm not like, I don't do any of like the tech stuff. I kind of just, we meet once a week and go over everything that we want to talk about. And it kind of turns into like just a mumble jumble of ideas. Like, oh, we want to talk about this, we want to talk about this, and we want to talk about that. And then everything we want to talk about. And then we get future ideas coming in. And basically what I do is I take all of the ideas and we come together, and I'll put them in order based on which topic goes to which topic better to make their transitions easier.
Yeah.
And write out their outlines for them. And once I have the outline, I do the intro, send them. And once I have the outline, I do the intro, send that over, and they do the rest.
Yeah. It just kind of starts to all fall together then. And then you have a show, right?
Without her, it would be a complete like mess and not in order. We talk about the Kings game first, and then we'll talk about the Ducks game. Like, come on, we got to have some kind of organization here.
Yeah. Just personally on my side of things, what I found is like, oh, I recorded this video or this podcast and that was fun, but then the work's not over, right? Then you need to go through, you got to do the editing, you got to go promote it, or nobody's going to listen to it. And then even if you do promote it, sometimes it doesn't get, picked up at all. And it can be frustrating at times, but it's pretty rewarding. And I think if you just kind of keep the goal of, at least for me, like if you keep the goal of it just being fun and something you love, because that's kind of, I think, why a lot of us start this in the first place. That's really what is guided. I think a lot of people have talked about that do this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's great to get to know you guys. I know Rick said he was getting an oil change, so I don't know if we'll see him or not, but you got to take care of the family first too, and the vehicles in the garage. So I totally get that. But let's talk a little bit about the Kraken here. Obviously, this is a Kraken focused show. So opening night, right? We're all pretty excited. We've got all sorts of things going on. We do have. It seems like we've got a lot more depth this year. And just overall, I think like Bjorkstrand, Burakovsky, the new guys coming in, Matty Beniers has looked like a seasoned veteran so far. If you guys want to, Brandon, if maybe you want to start and then Val follow up, what are you seeing so far? Looks like a lot more goal scoring punch and just additional firepower. How are you feeling about the team looks so far?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I think the first game was the 48 shots they had in total. I think that was a team record. So I think they, put a stamp on what their goals are and what they're going to do. And if they can keep that up, just keep firing shots. And they brought in Burakovsky and Bjorkstrand to help on the power play, and they made an immediate impact on that. I think they were like 3 for 5 in that first game. So yeah, offensively, I mean, if they keep doing what they're doing and they're averaging 4 goals a game, I think, they give them a chance to win every night. Mm-hmm. On the defensive side, I mean, they're not too bad, but I definitely think some better communication, and it seems like some of the puck handling and the passing behind the netminder is kind of suspect at times here. What was that? I think the Larson pass the other night, caught Jones off guard. I mean, that was a tough angle. And who else was doing it? Vince Dunn, he's known for taking risky passes in front of our own goaltenders. So if they can clean that stuff up, I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah. And Val, we'll go to here in just a second. I am having just a little bit of lag, so for viewers on the technical side of things, I don't have a business line here, but looks like Rick just jumped in. Good to see you, Rick. Welcome to the show. How you doing this morning?
Hello. Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I got some business and home stuff done this morning, so finally rushed back home and made it in.
That's what I was just saying. You got to take care of the family, and the cars in the garage always the main priority. So
yes,
we were just talking Kraken here. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I'm not a car guy, so anytime anything happens, it's to the dealership, and that's the only option, or else it'll explode. So.
Well, I'm glad you joined up. We're going around the horn real quick here. Val was going to follow up Brandon. We were just talking about some of the additional offensive firepower we've got in depth. Val, who's kind of sticking out to you so far? Maybe an under the radar guy type too, if you want to go there with it. What are you thinking?
Well, I will be honest, it's been very difficult to actually watch the full games for me because being on the East Coast, they start at 10 o'clock and I work early mornings. So I've tried to at least get through the first two periods, but what I've seen so far is I like Wenberg. I see Wenberg kind of coming through a little more, and I really do like seeing that. I like the energy that Tanev's brought back because I think everybody really, really missed Tanev on that team.
Yeah. Got my Tanev jersey on.
Oh, I love that. I'm trying to go through. I think definitely the penalty kill still needs to get a little bit. We have the offensive firepower now, but I think the defensive end needs to stiffen up a little bit. It's been really hard to watch games, and when I can watch, I pay attention to little things here and there, and then I'm like, wait, what did I just I love hockey, I love watching it, but it gets difficult with how late the games are to really sit there and analyze as I'm watching. I'll be able to watch the whole game tonight though, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it's always a challenge, and I talk with a lot of East Coast Kraken fans. They're Kraken Canada. Alex up there, he's a fun guy to follow on Twitter too. But he was joking he passes out halfway through the game usually just because he's so tired. So yeah, it's a real challenge. But Rick, maybe you want to weigh in. What are you seeing early on here in the lineup? Things kind of sticking out to you. These guys have, I think, definitely taken a step forward offensively. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm assuming people have mentioned Matty Beniers so far.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's been phenomenal. And Brandon and I have mentioned several times that we want him to be the real deal, but I don't know, 12 points in 12 games seems pretty special. And him coming into and being everything that we wanted him to be with the second overall pick, combined with an actual real top six forward line it's phenomenal. They look so potent. That power play finally looks like a lethal unit that when teams get on the power play and they play Seattle, it's now formidable and people should be afraid. And I think that's something that's really showing its face. I really like the combination of kind of spreading out amongst Tanev, Schwartz, and Beniers, all kind of being those poaching forwards that sit right off the edge of the goal and are just waiting for a blocker save that kind of rebounds out, and then they're right there to put it in. That was, like Val said, a lot of people missed Tanev when he went down last year, and I think that's something that he brings to the table. And I think that Matty is just a higher level of that, of they're goal hungry, and they're going to find their ways to be in goal scoring situations. And it's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, kind of going back to just the comments on Matty Beniers, for me, what stands out, yes, he is scoring, which is amazing, but he just looks, from the eye test, right? We always talk about this. He just looks so comfortable, like a seasoned pro. Nothing is even phasing him at all. Ty and I were kind of joking around, it's I'm sure there's going to be some growing pains at some point, but and Ty's like, are you sure? I don't know. Maybe there's not going to be. But I think it should be expected. He's going to make mistakes. All players do, even seasoned veterans. But I've just been really impressed with how he's been able to step in and just do his thing right away. Pretty cool stuff. So let's keep moving forward here. I didn't want to go too long today. I know you guys got stuff to do, and we're getting geared up for the game. So let's talk a little bit. It's opening night, right? So let's get into a little bit of the pomp and circumstance, I suppose. look at the schedule a little bit here. We've got Vegas Golden Knights coming in tonight for that opener, Carolina, St. Louis. So we get 3 games at home right away, Brandon. So not exactly the easiest teams to play against, right?
No, and I think starting tonight on a good note against a Vegas team that the Kraken have yet to beat. They're 0-4, so I think they want to make a statement early, and hopefully they can get on a high and finish this homestand.
Yeah, I mean, the also opening on the road is never easy either,
No.
but I think Anaheim and LA's a better team, I think, than Anaheim, but they pretty good start there. But yeah, it's going to come pretty fast, and then Colorado there back out on the road, so they've got to be dialed in and ready. Val, I'm also looking at a lot of the Hockey is for Everyone nights. We kind of talk about this on the morning show here. Any of those nights kind of stick out to you? Anything special for you, Rick? If you want to kind of echo that as well. I think overall, just the way they've got the theme set up is pretty cool.
I really like the Women in Hockey Night part of that because from what I've seen between Twitter and different faces, I guess you could say, of hockey broadcasts, there's been some stuff about women not being real hockey fans or only watching hockey for certain reasons, when in fact there are a lot of women out there that watch hockey because we love the sport. We love everything about it, and to see that being appreciated and to be like, hey, we belong here too, is just really, really amazing to see.
Yeah, I think it's kind of important to bring everybody into a sport that is traditionally kind of, a niche sport in America. So if you do want to grow the game, you got to bring as many people to the arena and onto the broadcast. So I don't know. I always kind of question why anyone, especially in the professional side of things, why they would want to discourage people from being a part of it. But anyhow, Rick, anything special there sticking out to you? Also, we're going to talk about the giveaways here.
Brandon and I talk a lot about like vibes and making sure things are open and kind of everybody welcoming, and professional teams can either hit that out of the park or be really lacking in that area. And I've been super impressed with the Kraken from day one on that. And I think having not just, hey, here's our Indigenous people night. It's everything from like the design of like the warm-up sweaters to like the promotion of it and like a lot of the media coverage on it, but having a whole section for Hockey is Everyone, and not just highlighting the individual nights, but having a whole entire group of them. I think it's been really impressive to see that the Kraken are really going out of their way more than just like the bare minimum or not doing it at all. But I love that they are jumping in and including everybody. Like you said, hockey definitely is a very niche sport that is growing, and I think you can trace it back to the strike about how it has needed to grow, and it's continuing to get more and more popular. And I think things like this and having special nights and having special sweaters that you can buy and that get donated at auctions and stuff, like that is huge. And the designs of them, like last year's Black History Month, last year's Green Night, like the Pride Night design, all of those have been absolutely wonderful. And it's an easy way to get everyone and people in groups that tend to be marginalized in the hockey community. It's the easiest way to make Kraken hockey everyone's favorite brand of hockey.
Yeah, and Heather commenting here, Kraken.org does a better job including women for sure. Lots of work to do still, but it's a start, and I am having a little lag today, so I apologize for the viewers. And if you guys on the Zoom call are having any issues, but maybe you need to upgrade the internet. But yeah, Brandon, so tonight they're doing that Nalgene water bottle, and then the 17th and the 29th. I think if I remember right, the schedule, like half of the home games have giveaways, right?
Yeah, I think they do. And I think it's a fun, the Mariners do it all the time, and maybe they'll do I think there's a Yanni bobblehead too. Thought I saw that out there. I mean, it's a fun way to, get the fans in the door and get a little something when you show up to watch the team.
I think there's a few different bobbleheads that they're going to do, so that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ty commented to women's hockey, November 20th. The most fierce rivalry comes to CPA. These ladies are highly skilled and will impress. So excited to go see this. And yeah, that's the other part of it. Like they're doing the Hockey is for Everyone nights, but they're also bringing in some of those games under the roof there. So it's going to be great to see. I'm pretty excited for it. And yeah, okay, so let's keep rolling here. We'll keep talking more kind of opening night themed here. Some of the changes going on at Climate Pledge Arena. I'm really looking forward to like the new intro show and everything like that. We also have, let's see here. We've got, the email that just went out. This is from the email they sent out. There's lots of things they're trying to do and add to the arena experience. So like we just talked about the giveaway nights. I think it said over half of the Kraken home games will feature a game night giveaway. So that's pretty cool. Keep churning through. New music at the arena. Are you guys music fans? Who's like the music person in the trio here?
Not me.
I'm a product of growing up in the 90s, so music is definitely there, and I've got a lot of like the punk rock alternative, and even I am unashamed to say the boy band phase of music, but I think between the three of us it might be me. But I did see that they have like a house band like residency where a couple different local bands that'll get like pretty long stays of playing at intermissions and game breaks, which I think is really, really cool. There were a couple of the games I went to last year, they had the opportunity of being able to have bands play. And as cool as it is to get like some really cool, like jock jam, pump up music at game breaks or commercial breaks or whatever, having live music is always going to beat any experience of pushing play.
Yeah, I feel the same way, especially during like if you're there when the gates open, it was cool to have that house band playing until the lead up and warm up, which then, DJ Trunks kind of takes over and does his thing. And he's awesome, by the way. Hoping to have him drop by the show someday and talk with him. But yeah, I can't wait kind of see how the things have changed when we get out there. Another one, they've got the Red Alert marching band. So, drums, horns, all that good stuff. I think they're going to be at the Armory, if I read right, but that's pretty exciting. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but kind of cool.
I do. I was actually a band kid all through school and played in marching band for many, many years. So I always love when teams do this, like when the Sounders started that, when Drew Carey was like, hey, if we're going to have a professional soccer team, they need a band. And they came to town and started in the MLS right around the time that I had graduated high school. And my buddies and I were like, let's do it. And then we realized we didn't have any of our own instruments. It had been a couple years since we played, and so we missed it. And the band's dope. And then seeing this, I was like, I have to find a way to do this. And then realizing now it's been over 15 years since I've played a musical instrument in a band. So it was like, nah. But it's super cool, and I can get it. And it'll be fun to watch and see and watch them play live. And watching marching bands, there's so much like musical theory that comes back to me when I see that. So that is very, very, very exciting. And I think the Armory is a perfect place to do it because of the fan congregation there, and anybody who's not driving directly to Climate Pledge and parking somewhere in downtown Seattle, they're going to get to the stadium via the monorail, and that Armory is the go-to place. So that's the perfect spot to get people pumped up.
Yeah, it's a good little hub. Kind of gets you, you get in there, you get pumped up, you get the food, the drinks, and now with the marching band kind of driving, that'll be pretty cool as well. Heather also pointed out, super band geek here. Love the marching band idea. I was also a band geek back in the day, but like you said, it's hard to just pick it back up and not have the chops anymore to do certain things that you think you could still do as an older person now. But yeah. Okay, and like we talked about, pregame at the Armory, that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to try to be through there as often as I can. Some new things, food and beverage. Sounds like they're going to have better deals for some of the beer situation, some peanut butter and jelly corn dog. That on anybody's list?
Hot dogs are probably my requested last meal, so corn dogs are definitely into it.
I might give it a try.
it's like the Impossible Meatball submarine. So all sorts of different options to spend your coin on. I always think I'm gonna not get too much, and then I get there, and I'm like, okay, I think I paid more for the food than I did for the
Well, and
tickets.
the way that Amazon stuff works in the stadium or in the arena of like you go through like the self-serve and it only like you see the charge come up and it says $1 and you're like, oh, that's great. I'll just keep getting more and more. And then you're like, oh, that's right. That's just the holding charge. And then at the end of the night or the next day, you're like, okay, like I already spent how much on tickets and now that much on food. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a raise or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be sure. Oh, that reminds me. If you want to like and subscribe, that helps grow the channel. Maybe. Anyway, okay. One more here. We have the 50-50 raffle, which now Brandon or Val, whoever wants to chime in. I know this is a big 32 crew initiative this year. I believe the ladies of the Kraken have also been big on this, and it just overall for the community, I think it's a great thing. If you want to kind of comment on that a little bit.
Yeah. If you want to sign up for it, just email or DM nerdy_Mike, our community strategist, and he'll link you with someone with the Kraken. But yeah, it's a good way to, tickets are expensive for folks to get into the building. And if you want to go to a game, I think you work like the first 2 periods selling raffle tickets to raise money for the One Roof Foundation. And then you get to watch the rest of the game in the whole 3rd period for free. So, and I think you get free parking passes as well. So you literally can go up there, be in the building, watch the game, like totally free. So it's a good, I'm going to do a few games for sure.
Yeah, it's really great deal overall for, if you're a fan, but you also kind of want to contribute and volunteer. We've got a couple additional users logged in. Just want to give a couple shout outs here. Sergeant Pickle saying, good morning, what's up there? Looks like Stray Addict, 50-50s. It's so huge in Canada. I'm curious how massive the 50-50s can get here. Joking, yeah, parking is a big deal if they can help out with that because it's pretty expensive up close to the arena. It seems like it's definitely more expensive than last year, at least so far. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it's great.
I know with the 50-50, so when you sign up for it, you kind of go through this like volunteer like forms and stuff, but then you get to sit down with the guy who runs the 50-50 raffle, and he's managed and kind of helped start 50-50 raffles like all over the country in different sports. But at the preseason games, the 50-50 topped out, I think one game at like
it was a lot,
78. Yeah, like almost 8,000 for preseason on a not full arena. And it's going to be exciting. Like, it's really cool. They help enable the folks that are going to go volunteer for that, be able to speak to like what the 50-50 raffle actually goes to, more than just saying, hey, it helps donate to this and buy more tickets, please. You actually really get some talking points of like, hey, here's what the One Roof Foundation does. Like, here's how it's going to help. Any donations would be great. And you also get in for the actual 50-50 portion, and you might get to take some stuff home too. So it's really cool. And I think we're going to see some eye-popping numbers come, like if the team gets like on a good stretch and everyone's super excited. I think we're going to see some games where that figure is going to be really intense in a good way.
Definitely. And again, it's for a good cause, obviously the One Roof Foundation, and then you win a prize. And so if anybody out there kind of wants to get involved in that, like Brandon was saying, reach out to the 32 crew, Nerdy Mike, and yeah, see you there. I'm going to try to do it a couple times this year as well, make it work in the schedule. A couple of extra things here we have before we log out. We've got the 32 crew giveaway coming up, right? I saw that posted on your socials. If you guys want to talk about that real fast.
Yeah, so these were donated from Kraken Captains on Twitter. They've been supporting since the beginning, and he reached out and was like, hey, I have a pair of tickets if you want to give away to the crew. And I think that's so awesome. Every giveaway we've done this year so far have been tickets that were donated. So, we're trying to do the Patreon thing where we can, purchase our own tickets to give away. But it's awesome that crew members, are doing this and they don't want anything for it. Just here's some tickets. And yeah, it's on our Instagram. So go check it out there. The entries close tomorrow, and then we'll pick a winner tomorrow night and go to a game next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Stray Attic also pointing out, going back to the 50-50s real quick, that the Oilers record for a single 50-50 was raising $3 million.
Sure.
Something to shoot for.
Little bit. I think that'll buy
Yeah.
some like stick tape maybe for a couple players.
Right. Pickles saying, gotta buy at least one ticket, can't win if you don't play. Right.
That's some Washington State lottery logic there.
Heather also saying giveaways are so awesome. I love that. Yeah, and we all do. We appreciate it. I know you guys do a lot of hard work over there behind the scenes. Even just doing a giveaway can be hard because you've got to keep track of everyone that's entered and make sure, everybody's following the rules. And
Right.
some people get upset about it if, it makes sense. But yeah, I just want to kind of extend the fact that, doing a lot of this stuff takes time and everyone appreciates it. And I think it's great. Got to keep it rolling into season 2. So, guys, I just want to kind of go around the horn again. If you want to do any last shout outs, anything on your mind as we head into the end of the stream here, I'm going to wrap things up. We get ready for the home opener tonight. Brandon, if you want to start, maybe.
No, man, just, thank you for the support. Thank you for having us on. You're, another solid ambassador for the 32 crew. I mean, I love your content. I love what you're doing. You're consistent. You're different. And yeah, just, thanks for having us on, and can't wait for, we're game 3 tonight, and it's going to be a long season.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And got to keep it rolling here too. Schedule's going to get crazy for me into November, but I wanted to hit the ground running this year, and it's fun to have you guys on the show and do some collaborations and such. Val, any last shout outs for you before we go out?
I'm just really thankful for Brandon and the 32 crew for these opportunities. Being so far away, it's like, there's a sense of community on Twitter, but even before I got involved, seeing that sense of community within just the people that the Kraken fans is just, I just love it. So just shout out to literally every Kraken fan out there. You make this community such an amazing thing to be a part of, regardless of where we're rooting for. And I'm excited to, catch a full game tonight because I don't have to be up at 4:30 in the morning tomorrow. And thank you for having us on. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your guys' show kind of, evolving and where we go from here. Sergeant Pickle's another good reminder saying for the meetup, make sure people know it's first intermission at the wall, not the second. So if you want to meet up, not at the game for a photo or meet and greet, that's always fun. I'll see you guys there. Rick, any last shout outs for you?
Yeah, I'd say in addition to Shipwrecks and Bodychecks, obviously with the podcast, make sure people are staying up to date. We do have a very talented, awesome team of writers on the Scrolls from the Abyss on the 32 Crew website. And then we have started a separate subsection in there called Voyage Logs. That is as many games. I think we've got every game in October and ideally every game. But game recaps. So in addition to any features or article content, we have just game recaps for folks that can't watch the game or out of town folks who might not be able to watch it live. We get a pretty substantive article about each game's recap. And that's something that each of us writers kind of rotate through. And the scrolls are how I kind of got started and really in depth into the crew. So it's something really special to me. And a dream that I'd always had was to cover and write articles about professional sports teams. So check out the Scrolls from the Abyss, keep up to date on the Voyage Logs, and keep up to date with you, obviously, of course, with Sasquatch, but also the Shipwrecks and Bodychecks.
For sure. And if I missed it, the Patreon, you guys are getting close to the goal there at 32 Crew, which everything kind of goes back to the community. I think it's great. The articles I'm definitely dialed into, and it's a great spot, great resource. I appreciate all of your guys' time today. It's been a lot of fun, quick chat. Got to get geared up. I got a couple of chores here before we take off and go to the game. So just want to say thanks again, you guys. Looking forward to the podcast, episode 3, and best of luck in the future, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just going to have you guys log out in the background. I'm going to do a wrap up, and that'll be it. So, all right, great.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. All right, so a great little talk here, getting ready for Kraken season opener at home. Pretty pumped. I've already got my jersey on. I'm ready to roll. I've got my lunchbox packed like a little school kid. I cannot wait. Gonna get to meet Bowie the troll, right? So again, thanks to all the viewers for being here today. I do have a little bit of promotion here. I'm gonna be doing a little crossover with the Surgecast, Carolina Hurricanes podcast. Zach and Bailey over there. Can't wait to do that. We're going to be talking tomorrow. So stay tuned for the release of that podcast on this channel and on their channel as well. It'll be available on all the major platforms, of course, and right here on YouTube as well. So guys, it is always a pleasure. If you do want to hit that like button here on the stream before you log out, I'd appreciate that. Turn on alerts. I do my live streams, Morning Cup of Kraken, and post-game rapid reaction throughout the season, and I can't wait to keep it going for you guys. I really appreciate all the support. So let's head into the outro here. One other note: I will be at I'll be in the building like we talked about. So, and again, that meetup, first intermission, Ty. Okay, so don't miss that. Don't be there with Will by yourselves at the second intermission. Anyhow. That's it for me this morning, you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you at Climate Pledge Arena. Go Mariners. Got more updates coming for you guys, and we'll catch you again on another stream here real soon.